Okay. So, I'm gonna find a movie. See what movies on. Check some movies out. Yeah. Yeah. Who's that? Check. Go watch a movie, I guess. I had you in mind, Jay. Jay. So, wow. Here's something. I mean, thanks. Urban Legends. I don't know what that's about, but I'm gonna see. Wait, I should have played it from the beginning. It's okay now. I done these here last night. This, this one, this one. Oh, Nate. Are you at work, Nate? And you're welcome. That Jado. This is Urban Legends.
Since the 1960s, they've been set everywhere.
Hopefully, I can watch it without getting dark. Hopefully.
Libraries are another favorite locale. The logic being the alcohol preserves the
Nate,
one digit.
my niece gave me a bunch of molds tonight.
This story is invented, but not every
Oh, cool.
will plunge into their work as fiction.
There have been numerous instances in which people have fallen into vats of food, vats of liquid. These kinds of occurrences are not unusual.
Many documented accounts.
Oh, well, that's kind of boring, isn't it?
Into pools of conflict. This actually happened during the building of Hoover Dam in
That's
the
boring,
1930s. But in all these cases, the bodies were recovered right away.
Oh, okay, well,
Traffics in the field
first I'm gonna use these molds.
strong enough for the gruesome rudes and
Got a bunch of them things. Yeah.
What is unusual.
I got some bullets and a gun she gave me.
And the
Oh, I
liquid
don't
or
know.
food has been contaminated.
That's gonna be
as a result
different.
of their body decomposing in that
I'll
food
find
storage
this shit.
container. Plus, we don't control our
Oh.
production. We're only consumers, not producers.
We find
We
a
are
baby.
essentially at the mercy of those who
Gotta
produce
find a
our food
baby.
and drink. And those kinds of contaminations are out of sight and usually out of mind, but they may very well be going on.
That's what the legend said.
I'll find a good one, I promise. And this thing hurries along. Here we go. Mm. Oh, here we go. You guys wanna watch let me go down. And do what half of this shit is. Yeah, Nate, that was good live this morning. Can't wait to see another one. That's awesome. Oh, here we go. Watch this. I don't know. I guess that'll work. Hopefully.
I'm Nancy Grace, and this is Bloodline Detectives.
Is this okay?
Tree tells a story. With the recent popularity in Ancestry, you can easily mail in your saliva and uncover your roots. For Joseph James D'Angelo, his family tree told a more sinister story. After decades of hiding in plain
I
sight,
like shows
he
like
was
this, don't you guys?
identified as the Golden State Killer. From a seemingly harmless genealogy test, relatives unknowingly betrayed
Okay,
a
I'm gonna
rare
do this.
branch
Well,
of
that's
their
planned.
family tree. These developments lead
I gotta
to
clean this
the
out
capture of
first.
this notorious serial killer 30 years later. This was a wake-up call for law enforcement. While genetic genealogy can trace your great-great-great-grandfather, it's also a cold case cracking tool that is bringing justice and closure to families faster than ever before. We have a name for the police using this groundbreaking technology, the Bloodline Detectives. And maybe their new lead is in your family tree. Valentine's Day, 2007, police in
Goodness
California
gracious.
to a murder scene. The victim
Have no
is
peace.
Jodine Sarin. And her parents are suffering from a horrifying discovery.
The parents went into the bedroom, opened the door, they saw Jodine.
Is this okay, you guys?
The man on top of her.
Boy, is this all right?
Embarrassed for himself and for her. He closes the door. He says, I'm sorry. I'll be waiting out
I
there.
just want to make sure you guys want to watch it. If you don't, I could turn it.
Murdered. Jodine's parents wait for the pair to come out of the room, but the killer has fled.
That's another strange twist in the case. 1 minute he's there, the next minute he's gone, and now, the hunt is on for who did it. We're dealing with a sick, sick mind. We're dealing with a sick, sick mind.
As the search for the killer goes on, the investigation hits a wall.
Carlsbad police kept in touch with us for over 10 years.
Police finally break the case using forensic genealogy.
They didn't know who it was, but what they did have is they had DNA.
I run my software looking for matches in the genetic genealogy databases, and the match would give me a probable last name for the child.
The likelihood of
Jesus.
there being a false positive was 1 in 64 quintillion. That's one with, I think it's 10 zeros behind it.
This is the tragic story of the murder of Jodine Sarin, how police made extensive efforts to solve the mystery of her death, and how advances in DNA technology finally cracked the case.
Once we started that process, I knew right then and there who was responsible for this.
Carlsbad, San Diego County, California. A small, quiet, and highly affluent city, but on Valentine's night, 2007, the peace of this city is shattered.
The Carlsbad Police Department received a 911
Yes.
call from the parents of Jodine Sarin.
Plus, they're going to add food calling to
Stated
this.
that they had found their daughter unresponsive, cold to the touch. Just rushed to the scene to find that they were performing CPR on her as instructed by the police dispatch.
The Sarins, Art and Lois, had gone to the movies that night. It was Valentine's Day. And a good husband, he took his wife to the pool.
The Sarin's daughter, Jodine, has special needs, and Lois is concerned she has not heard from her.
This was very unusual. So finally, in the evening around 10 o'clock, they went over to Jodine's apartment to check on her.
They knocked on the door and there was no answer. Well, they had a pass key to get into the house. They opened up the door and the chain was latched to the door. They could not get inside. And that was an ominous sign.
I'm not really paying attention to what's on.
Frightened. It's not like his daughter.
Hey, Hollywood.
The door down.
Mr. Sarin noticed that the bedroom door was closed.
That's pretty color
He went
blue,
into the bedroom,
too.
opened the door, and he saw his daughter Jodine,
We just
the
look
bed.
at this tonight.
the man on top of her.
He was taken aback. He thought it was two people consensually having sex and that he imposed on a private, intimate moment of a couple. When he saw the man on top of his daughter, he told him to get up and put his clothes on. And then he exited the room.
Actually, I
He
need to.
wanted to shield
I'll try
that
this.
scene from his wife. So he took his wife around the corner into a different area of the condo where there wasn't really a direct line of sight to the bedroom door.
Actually,
The parents are now just waiting for this man and Jodine to come out from the bedroom. After 5 minutes or so, Mr. Sarin goes back to the room and he finds that the man is gone and that his daughter's still laying there. So he goes to check on her. She's cold to the touch. She has obvious signs of trauma and violence.
The Sarins immediately contact Carlsbad police.
The 911 operator said to move her off of the bed and onto the floor to give her CPR because she wasn't breathing.
It was far too late to breathe life into Jody.
The officers call for backup and the scene is immediately sealed off.
Police found when they got to the residence was two frantic and distraught parents. They found a horrific crime scene. It was evident that there was violence that had occurred, and they knew that they had a problem. They knew that this was going to be a difficult case to work.
For the most part, all the common living areas seemed to be well intact, normal lived in, didn't look out of place. But as they made their way through to the bedroom, they found the room had been in disarray. They found Jodine lying there on the floor, and a large amount of blood throughout the room, the bathroom, the walls, and then all across the linens.
The window had been covered by the bedding. Looks like in an effort to maintain 100% privacy. No one would be able to see inside that room what was going on.
You can see that a full-length mirror had been placed so that he could see what he was doing. The amount of time that this individual spent setting up things the way he wanted them, covering the windows, moving the mirror, is an aspect of this crime that was alarming. It was very methodical and calculating in terms of nobody's coming to check on me. I can take my time with this. I can do whatever I want to do. And the evidence of what it was that he wanted to do was disgusting.
The crime scene yields some clues.
The evidence six are going to take pictures of everything. They Google homicide like this, there was blood at the scene. And so they're going to document everything as they found it.
We know that when the victim struggles, the victim will scratch the assailant, and therefore you're going to get skin underneath the nails. What the police will then do is they will bag the hand and cordon it off with a rubber band so that that skin will not escape or be disturbed. If it does, it will fall into the bag and they will not lose the DNA tissue sample.
You find blood in various rooms throughout the place. So this is after bloodshed. He's moving around when she's not. You have a bloody footprint where his foot is saturated in blood. We found blood in various rooms, fingerprints all over the linens.
The other thing that we found was Jodine would have everybody that came over take their shoes off and leave them by the door. When the subject left in the hurry that he did, he left his shoes at the scene. So the shoes were still by the front door when we got there. And obviously, when we take pictures and we collect evidence and find out about what should be there and what shouldn't, the shoes really stood out.
The key part of the investigation was the DNA that we collected that was attributed to the offender. So the DNA that was taken from Jodine's body was able to provide us with that offender sample that went into CODIS.
CODIS, or Combined DNA Index Systems, is the U.S. national database for DNA collected from criminals and from crime scenes.
In a case like this, where you have an unidentified male that is now in the wind, nobody knows who this is, you're sort of depending on that known sample from
Man,
the
it's
offender
not-
that's in CODIS. Help you be able to
Damn
match
spoon.
that to the suspect.
Take this spoon.
But unfortunately for the police, there is no hit on CODIS. Police know they have to move fast.
There was no sign that anyone forced their way in. Whoever was in there seemingly was let in by Jodine.
That's another strange twist in the case. That 1 minute he's there, the next minute he's gone, and then the hunt is on for who did it.
And for the bloodline detectives, it will be a long hunt, one in which they rely upon determination and the use of new forensic weapons. In mid-February 2007, Carlsbad, California police are searching for a killer. The victim had been brutally assaulted. Her name was Jodine Sarin.
Jodine Sarin was 39 years old. She was the daughter of Art and Lois Sarin. And while she suffered from mental disabilities, she was high functioning. Jodie had a very thoughtful, loving, sweet nature about her. She loved going to the beach. She loved ice skating. She loved a lot of things. She loved her family. Was very close with her sisters.
Well, Jodine had the sympathy for horses. We tried to keep that up when we moved here from Ohio.
She was still dependent on her parents for many things like rides to all of her appointments. But she lived on her own and had her own apartment that she kept up very well.
As the investigation progresses, circumstances around Jodine's murder begin to become more clear.
An autopsy was conducted 2 days later at the medical examiner's office in San Diego. The ME listed the cause of death as a blunt force trauma to the head with a contributing factor of strangulation.
Externally, she had a lot of bruising. There was definite signs
Very
of
good.
violence and a horrific struggle. There were also defense wounds on her, where she was trying to put up a fight.
In addition to the signs of a beating, there were some cuts in Jodine that looked like they were made after Jodine was incapacitated.
Anybody
One
gonna drink
particular
coffee with me?
injury was a cut across the throat,
Janice, you gonna drink some coffee?
which was not enough to cause death.
Shit,
It
this
looks
is almost
like it
dry
was
already.
sort of
The most horrifying aspect of the case is revealed in autopsy.
The
I'm gonna
Sarin
check out that
parents arrived
cement.
at 10 o'clock in the evening on the night of the murder. The coroner had determined that the death
is.
occurred sometime around noon. It had been a long,
No
long time.
guarantee,
since
but I'm gonna
Jody
try it
died.
anyway.
The consequences of that are absolutely chilling. That means that when Art and his wife walked in on this crime scene,
Gypsy.
dead for 5 minutes.
The killer had sex with Jodine's dead body.
Hollywood,
What kind of macabre, horrendous,
you should
disturbing.
check out Devin's cats, 2 cats, they're huge.
Sick, sick mind. We're
I mean,
dealing with a sick,
huge.
sick. Necrophilia is a well-known psychological syndrome of very disturbed, very sick people who have mental breakdowns going back years and years in their life.
Even if the woman was alive.
No,
she
the
was
fully
disturbed.
grown.
You know, the fact that Jodine was disabled, the
Um,
fact that she was dead and he was not.
Matt
you know,
said,
that-
the cats don't go to nobody, but when I came there,
During
that one
questioning,
came to
Jodine's
me.
parents give more information.
That was unusual
They
for
suggest
the
a
cats.
suspect.
When police questioned Jodine's father, who got a
Are you
good
drinking
look at the
coffee?
suspect,
Hollywood,
he described him as being 5'8" to 6
Yeah.
feet tall and being
they just
chubby.
got the front room done,
Said
the wall thing.
he thought it was a man by the name of Robert Burns, also developmentally and mentally disabled man whom Jodine was in contact with. He often would be at the bus stop. They would see each other at their developmentally disabled activities.
Let's see if this thing, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Pipe off the card on me, leave my luck. Well, let's see. The Devin ain't gonna come on live till tomorrow night because that's when, the YouTube, come through. Yeah, Sean went home. Kevin was here, Jody and her boyfriend was here. Shit. Boys. Shit. Oh shit, I hope this boot calling comes off, man.
You didn't tell me you were hitting McDonald's. The steak, egg, and cheese bagel is back at McDonald's. Order ahead on the app and pick up curbside.
I'm just fucking around. That's all I'm doing. Let me get this out. Afraid of breaking it. Say something.
Right now, it could seem like the only people
Shit,
who
I knew
matter
I was
are
gonna
the
break it.
leaders.
I felt it.
Those who want to tear
Really,
things
yeah.
down and then fly away on their own personal spaceships when things get hard. But we've got 182,000 people, and they're building big things, new things, things that will change the way we do things. You might not know their names, but these people get
Yeah,
up every day,
I knew it was gonna break.
working together to move us all forward.
Well, here's his other one anyway. No, didn't ask him. Hey, this one's done. Looks like a darn tray. Like a baby tray. So,
Tim Ryan understands what works for Ohio. As an Ohio native, Tim believes in American manufacturing and knows we
I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute and think.
can bring good paying jobs back to
What am I
Ohio.
gonna do next?
Tim will fight to lower costs and lower taxes for the working and middle class because Ohio families deserve to keep more of their money in their pockets.
Yeah. I need to get them pictures done. So what I need to do, paint those pictures. I gotta get that done shortly.
And Tim Ryan supports the Ukrainian people against Putin's war. Tim Ryan is focused on what matters. Tim Ryan works for Ohio.
Take him up with this one. So much junk here. Let's might have to set these like on top of there.
Developmentally, mentally disabled man whom Jodine was in contact with. He often would be at the bus stop. They would see each other at their developmentally disabled activities.
The police spent the first
Oh,
day of
that's
the
the one
investigation
table.
trying to track down Robert Burns, believing he was the suspect. They actually put surveillance on his house until the next day when they finally caught him coming out of the house. They arrested him, brought him down to the station. Mr. Burns denied any responsibility for the murder. He gave an account of his day, which put him nowhere near the crime scene. And interestingly enough, they actually found footage of Mr. Burns on a bus in Escondido at the same time.
Arthur was in here earlier.
We see this in law enforcement a lot. When somebody's under a tremendous amount of stress and things don't make sense, I think the mind wants to help you make sense. And so it kind of fills in the blanks. And when we looked into it, we were able to determine that.
I don't know if he's coming back in here. He said he wasn't feeling too good.
Back to square.
But police are confident they do have evidence to go on.
One of the curious aspects of the case was a pair of shoes that were left by the front door. Now it's customary
Oh, pictures.
for Jodine to have her guests take their shoes off at the front door. There's no forced entry to the condominium. So you have somebody who comes in, takes off their shoes and leaves them by the front door. And that would indicate to us that he was welcome. There was evidence that there had been some sort of maybe a meal shared, that they had maybe spent some time in the living room together. So you start off with a contact that seems amicable.
Yeah, I think I got another one.
Horrific.
I think when he went in, he had ideas what he wanted, and there really wasn't anything he was going to be stopped by.
The police had a description from Mr. Sarin. They compiled a composite photograph of the assailant. It wasn't all that accurate, but then again, it was the best they had.
We did put that out, hoping someone would be able to say that looks like somebody I know and provide that information to us to give us additional leads.
Oh, stupid cat.
Social circles that
Weird.
Jodine was in.
To us.
Obviously, we're going to look at those people as well. So there were multiple leads that take a lot of time and effort and resources to go down, not just to see if they're involved, but to prove that they aren't involved so that we can continue to move forward with the investigation.
We received hundreds of tips and people suggesting that it might be certain individuals.
Hey, Hollywood, look what I made last night.
Ultimately, all those roads.
Got it done.
As time goes on, detectives continue to take DNA
Candy
samples
dish.
from potential suspects.
They didn't know who it was. But what they did have is they had DNA. And what you do with that is you go then throughout the community and see if you can get DNA
I don't
samples
have
from
no idea what this is. I should.
everyone who you could get your hands on. Chances are not
Makes sense.
great that you're going to find the assailant. What you might find is you might find a relative, a parent, a child, some kind of familial match with the DNA, which then will lead.
He's
to the
the Jackson's lawyer.
60 people that were
I remember
interviewed
him.
swab. And the Carlsbad Police Department took those swabs to a private company to have the testing done.
A lot of the initial results just really didn't allow us to connect any of those samples we took. So this did go on for years. All of those efforts turned out to be futile.
That becomes really frustrating certainly for the family, but obviously for us as well.
Despite the very best efforts of Carlsbad police, the case eventually goes cold.
As the days go
Poor
by, and as the
kitties.
weeks go by, and we don't have follow-up report to say, hey, we've got our guy, we've made an arrest. There was some distress among the public. They knew that there was a killer on the loose. The case was highly publicized, and we didn't have results that we wanted to produce to everybody.
Police now fear they'll never find the killer of Jodine Sarin.
It starts to weigh on you that this might take a lot more time and effort. And when it starts to go into years, you want to make sure that you you keep that
It's okay, Ted.
hope alive for the family.
This kind of crime in Carlsbad left a horrendous impact on the entire community. And the police couldn't solve it.
I have no idea what the hell this stuff is at first.
10 years after her murder, police in Southern California
You know
believe
what to do with
they'll
this.
never catch the killer of 39-year-old Jodine Sarin, who was brutally murdered in her Carlsbad condominium in February 2007. Horrifyingly, it appeared the killer had sex with Jodine's body after her death.
When first responders arrived and they saw the evidence, they determined that Jodine had long been dead. When her parents walked in and her father thought there was an intimate moment of consensual sex, Jody at that time had been dead 10 hours or so. This was an act of necrophilia.
This case became infamous in San Diego County. You couldn't have Valentine's Day in San Diego County without hearing about the unsolved murder of Jodine Sarin. It was an anniversary piece in the news almost yearly.
So you guys want to watch this?
Over the following decade, using the male DNA found at the scene of Jodine's murder, police continuously exhaust the national database, CODIS, but never get a hit.
The Carlsbad police were outstanding. They kept in touch with us all the time. And of course, Art was probably on that phone every week. And making
Yeah,
sure they were
I know
doing
that.
what they should be doing.
Hey,
over 10 years.
They never gave up. And it was important
Devin.
for us to be able to constantly show them that we hadn't given up.
I'm surprised you're even in here.
Working on that, or had considered this, we were trying something new.
Anytime you see an act like that,
Thanks for the
It's tough.
stuff, Devin.
it's tough for the officers who are responding. It's tough for the investigators who have to follow up on the case. And what makes it really difficult is for the investigators who maintain a relationship with the family. And they end up feeling that family's pain.
There were periods of time where it became really difficult to have to tell them, hey, we have nothing.
Everybody says,
Looked into all those things. You know, we're now in a
the
position
drama channel,
for technology to advance.
sometimes they don't get strikes.
Now
Hey,
decide
callers.
an alternative approach.
I liked your life earlier,
They need
callers.
Answers. And
That was a
results
good
to the
life.
community.
The technology advanced to open up this new possibility for us. So then it became my job to try to figure out. okay,
You had a
how
good
could
life,
we
callers.
Capitalize on this opportunity to
Did
successfully.
you hear me, callers?
This case.
Some of our detectives attended the conference and became aware of Parabon Nanolabs and some of the technology that they were rolling out with regards to analyzing offender DNA and coming up with suspect profile.
I know,
There's a company who could do phenotyping. And what phenotyping is basically is
Arthur was in here when I
Additional
first came
information
on.
about your suspect from the
I
evidence.
know he was in here earlier.
Interestingly enough, you can actually generate a picture
Then I-
of what the person looks like. It's not an exact photo.
I went
but
over
it's,
Starnes real quick
This is
and then
extraordinary.
come back here. I don't know if
The
he's not
phenotype
feeling too
is
good
different
anyways.
From the genotype. The genotype is the structure of the DNA. The phenotype of the DNA is the result, the hair color, the eye color, the structure of the face. The computer takes the DNA off of the chromosome and they do a statistical analysis of thousands of DNA samples. Each time that this particular.
Hey, Devin, I like your cats, man. They're
person has
huge.
blonde hair. And then they
They're
go to a
big.
different allele on the chromosome. When this allele is present, they have dark skin or they have green.
But you'll
eyes.
be on live tomorrow, though, as soon as it hits.
When you do the statistics.
Yes, I'm drinking coffee.
Come up
You gonna drink some?
a description of the assailant.
I should have done
The
this.
analysis comes up with some possibilities.
What it's able to do for us is it's able to tell us, okay, listen, your offender's gonna have a fair complexion. Your offender's gonna have.
Devin, I got something to show you.
Favoring the green, the blue. range.
Devin,
Your
check
offender's
this
gonna
out.
have, dirty blonde hair.
I done this last night.
Parabon was able to give us a narrow field of potential offenders, and gave us a
Isn't
list
that
of
cool
about
or
700
what?
names based upon the DNA profile. One of those names was David Magrita. His last name indicated that
Yeah,
he was
that's
from
true
more of
too.
a Mediterranean
Hey, Devin,
area,
you like this?
that he likely wasn't of Northern European descent, and therefore we can put him at a lower priority on the list.
Investigators hear about Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick, who practices a
Dev.
different method of DNA
Hey,
analysis.
Devin,
She has developed
how about
a
this? This,
methodology where she can look at why STR DNA.
this
which is
could be
the
like a
site,
candy dish
is-
or some crap.
What I wanted to find was the killer's last name. I have proprietary software that I can put
Oh,
that
I got
right
more
profile
dishes.
into. It's like a numbers game, it's like a bingo game. And
Figure
I
it out.
take that, I run my software against looking for matches in the genetic genealogy YSTR databases.
She
went
tested
outside,
the
Kitty.
material and came up with the possible last name,
Come on.
Miracle. and Mark
Sure,
Taylor.
I'll take you out. I'll take you
So
out.
found a number of subjects that matched that name, but none of them were lining up with the timeline of birth.
Another disappointment leads investigators to wonder, will they ever get the break they're waiting for?
In April of 2018, the Golden State Killer case was solved. That changed the landscape for law enforcement. That created a brand new opportunity for us. Barbara Ray Venter
Oh.
was the genealogist that.
Me and Nate was up all
Once
night
we
last
started the
night.
Process with her. It was literally a matter of weeks until we were in a position to know.
Oh, I'd like to have a bobcat. Those would be cool to have.
Uploads the killer's DNA onto an ancestry
Bring me a
website
bobcat.
called GenMatch with the name Miracle, and through complex analysis narrows down the list to one person.
I was at my desk working and I got a call from her and she said.
I think
"You never
those are so
believe it,
pretty.
I found
And
a
bobcats.
match."
Barbara was a
Yep, they sure are. Biggest cats I ever seen in my whole damn life. That's crazy. Yep. Well, Devin, you'll be on tomorrow night, so it should be interesting to watch you.
Tim Ryan understands what works for Ohio. As an Ohio native, Tim believes in
13
American
pounds each,
manufacturing
yeah.
and knows we can bring good paying jobs
Yeah.
back to Ohio. Tim will fight to lower costs and lower taxes for the working and middle class.
Yeah,
because
'cause I
Ohio
forgot
families
about you had to
deserve
wait.
keep more of their
I
money.
forgot
in
about
their
that because I've
pockets.
been on here for a while, so. Yeah, I forgot about that. I should have known.
And Tim Ryan supports the Ukrainian people against Putin's war. Tim Ryan is focused
Yeah.
on what matters. Tim Ryan works for Ohio. Senator Graham, this objection is not authorized by any candidate or candidate's convenience. Senator Graham is responsible for conduct of the business.
Yeah, my cousin's DeVito's funeral, Royal. There's nothing but Indians there.
$30.
And the thing is, I don't even know none of them, but I know they're related. They're related to
The
me.
network you want, the price.
There's a
you
bunch of
want.
them. Guys had like real pretty long hair, stuff like that.
And I got a call from her and she said, "You're never gonna believe it. I found a match."
Barbara was a miracle worker in that she came up with the name David Magrito. If you remember, you've heard David Magrito before, but it was put on the back burner because it didn't sound northern European.
What Barbara found.
Yeah, they
and
better
others
hope they
hadn't
don't
found
catch me.
at this Stage was that there were
Catching
several
them.
adoptions that took place in the Miracle family.
Because I don't
And
like
whenever you
animals
have
hurt and stuff like
adoptions
that.
taking place, last names change. DNA doesn't change. So even though the names
Yeah.
were different, the DNA remained the same.
Police now need to know just who is David Mabrito.
David Magrito was a meth addicted transient who lived in the North County area and who had relatives in the Carlsbad area. He was known to law enforcement and he was actually suspected in other crimes.
He seemed to basically be a drifter. He was not a particularly productive man. He spent a lot of time, I guess, surfing.
Hey, Deming, did you like the way I done Lonnie's
He
thing?
had this ongoing battle with addiction to methamphetamines and, maybe some other lower level drugs. Anytime that you have an addiction,
Just buckle too.
and you have a lack of structure that creates opportunity.
Yeah, wait till Lonnie sees it.
The darkness is turning in your life. And I think that that's, kind of where we ended up here with him at that stage
Yeah.
of his life.
Why would anybody first, rape and kill a woman? That's the first question. But also a disabled woman,
Yep, I can't wait till you come on live tomorrow.
And
It's gonna be awesome.
you do that.
Nate must be, I know Nate's working, he's
Police
probably
now believe they have their man.
doing what
We
he's
began to
doing.
close in very quickly on confirming that our offender was in fact David Brito's DNA, and that represented a challenge for us.
We were cautiously optimistic, but we still needed to verify it. So we needed to find out, get Mabrito's DNA sample.
But David Mabrito turns out to be beyond.
I don't know why I didn't think of that. I should have known
He
that.
had committed suicide in 2011.
'Cause
so he was no longer
everybody's gotta go
to
through that.
test. We had a medical examiner's report that we reviewed that showed that he had overdosed on drugs during the weekend when his family was out of town.
The medical examiner's office had a simple
Away
work
with this quote.
on it now,
I knew it would.
trying to get comparisons that you can use for that confirmation.
It's one more frustrating development for the Bloodline detectives, but neither this development nor the many years that have passed will stop them.
But I can always try again.
In 2017, following an investigation of nearly a decade, police in Carlsbad, California, investigating the Valentine's Day 2007 murder of 39-year-old Jodine Sarin, finally believed they had their man. Using revolutionary DNA techniques, investigators have identified David Mabrito as the killer.
Police start looking for this David Mabrito. They realize
So my hands got food coloring on them now.
it was a transient.
Gotta get
who
that
killed
crap
himself in
off now.
2011.
Once again, genetic genealogy will give them the break they need.
So whenever you're working with forensic genealogy, you not only look up the family tree, but you also want to look down the family tree. And we found that David Mabrito had committed suicide in 2011. However, he still had some relatives that were living and in the area. So we decided to reach out to those relatives to see if they could cooperate with our investigation.
We said, we're here investigating this case. We think that the offender is a relative. And we would like to get your DNA to see if we can
We gotta
either
get
include
it past the milk.
this line of the family as being involved.
Mabrito's relatives are understandably shocked.
They were horrified at the thought that any of their family members might be involved in it. And they were willing to do whatever we asked them to do.
I knew right then and there that we were getting close to successfully resolving this case.
They found that, in fact, this child, whose name was Mabrito, was in fact a familial match of the father, David Mabrito, and now they had hit pay dirt.
Police are now able to finally piece together the tragic events of Valentine's Day 2007.
My belief is that while he was there,
I'm gonna try to cement tonight
and then he
On
went into this sexual
these here
deviance,
things.
and he ended up committing this murder.
Probably after I smoke
Continued with
this.
the sexual deviance and carried out these fantasies of his, or whatever the case may have been, feeling like he had all the time in the world to do whatever he wanted.
The psychological syndrome of necrophilia is so disturbing. And the individuals who engage in that kind of conduct are so defective in their mental and psychological makeup It's hard to tell whether or not this was a spur of the moment killing or it was premeditated.
In an incredible twist, detectives will soon learn why Mabrito took his own life.
He matched a description of a suspect in another crime, completely unrelated.
The officer using good proactive police.
Yeah,
work said, you know,
on the molds.
description of suspect in the bulletin, would you mind, giving me your DNA? And he said, yes. So the officer swapped them, took some pictures of
Oh,
it.
he got some molds up there that done, this here, Deb, on
It's
this,
almost unbelievable, but that series of
up on the TV.
just, it's not an everyday traffic stop or contempt to take DNA from someone.
David was ruled out as a suspect for the bank robbery, and that sample that the patrol officer from Oceanside collected never made its way into the CODIS database.
That then rang bells in the investigator. Where is that DNA sample? Does it still exist?
That one dude on there, he's one that done Michael's, murder case.
Going to find the
That was his, lawyer, Jackson's lawyer, the French too, also. I remember him on there. I'm gonna do that cement, Jeb, and then put it in this little thing, so it'll dry really quick on this. You know? After I smoke this cigarette, I'm gonna see what happens. Hey, this in here, you said with the cat, hold the cat, I'm gonna do that in this too. So that'd be cool too.
Tim Ryan understands what works for Ohio. As an Ohio native, Tim believes in American manufacturing and knows we can bring good paying jobs back to Ohio. Tim will fight to lower costs and lower taxes for the working and middle class because Ohio families deserve to keep more of their money.
And in this. Oh, it's gonna be
In their
so cool.
pockets. And Tim Ryan supports the
Which what?
Right now, it could seem like the only people who matter are the loudest. Those who want to tear
Oh,
things
yeah.
down and then fly away on their own personal spaceships when things get
Yeah, I'm gonna
hard.
put some cement in
We've got
this.
182,000
For what?
people, and they're building big things.
It won't take
New
much, and it won't take
things
much
that
to
will
dry
change
in
the way
this.
we do things. You might not know their names, but these people get up every day, working together to move us all forward.
I like all of them, actually. Okay, I'm gonna get with, that one. No, so this is all I can get with this here.
Join the party your way at David's Brine. Book your free appointment. for
And it won't take much of this either, so
Shop anytime to grow thousands of styles.
trust me.
Find a store and start celebrating at davidsbridal.com.
See, this is all I'm gonna put in here, Doug. Right, molds, all these here are the molds. So watch what I do. Come back, I use this as a thing.
Your team is on a streak.
a losing one. You need to scout some new career prospects.
I just need, just a little bit more.
An Indeed resume gets right to work for you. It helps you adapt your skills and makes sure you stand out, so you can find that
Yeah,
better
then
fit
that's work
fast.
much better.
Can you think of a time things didn't go as you planned?
How much time do we
You
have?
know, make sure it's, see what I need.
The steak, egg, and cheese bagel is back at McDonald's. Order ahead on the app and pick up curbside.
Trying to find out. The one, here it is. Watch this, Deb. Show you how it's done, okay? 3 wind chimes, yep.
You're sitting there thinking about quitting? Don't. Because today, we are not afraid of growth.
We are built to do hard things.
I want you to feel alive today. You are a plate of fajitas at a restaurant turning heads. Biggle, baby. Biggle. Keep sizzling. Great things take time.
You are tougher. Peloton, motivation that moves you.
In 2017, Carlsbad police discovered that their lead suspect for the 2007 murder of Jodine Sarin, David Fabrito, had been swapped by another police department shortly before his death.
I contacted that agency and I found that they still had the swab. And they were
I got a
able to take
feeling I'm
that
gonna be up all night tonight too.
So we have that known sample from your offender.
You can have the bowl, I don't care.
Known offender sample from the crime scene.
Yeah,
It's the best
plenty.
case scenario.
They analyzed it, and by gum, that DNA sample was a complete perfect match to the DNA which had been left at the crime scene by way of blood, by way of semen. The likelihood of there being a false positive here, that there being a mistake, was 1 in 64 quintillion. That's one with, I think it's 10 zeros behind it. They had found their man, and this match was as good as gold.
We'd known we were close and we'd known that David was the killer, but we didn't have that last confirmation that says we can now tell this family we know who did this to your daughter.
Detectives visit Art and Lois Sarin to give them the news they waited for a decade.
When they came over to our house, it was like, no, this can't be. It's been going on so long, it was just impossible to solve the case. So we were just overwhelmed. But it really took a couple of days before it really settled in. They gave us a name, they showed us a picture, but it was just almost too much.
Yep, I'm gonna watch your life tomorrow, Devin.
A while to really understand if they really found
Tomorrow
the
night.
person that did this horrific.
So in anger, that it took this long, but I was relieved that this is finally identified. That was a good feeling. We felt that this finally solved the case.
It was mixed emotion. You could see that they were happy that they had an answer, but I think it brought back a lot of
Ah,
the
shit.
pain that they had been feeling over the last 11 years.
Once they've heard the whole story about what the investigation entailed, their first question was,
Got the shit
how
on.
is Dylan? because
Okay.
they knew that it would affect him. To see the humanity in the siblings at a time of telling them, we know who killed your daughter,
Do that boy.
was very emotional.
The horror of his crime shattered two families.
Marissa is a very nice lady.
He
She
is.
appalled, I think, that someone she knew and married to could do such a crime. She had also kind of blamed
Fine.
herself, maybe over the years, for David's suicide, thinking it was something she did. It was kind of a relief for her to
Yeah,
kind of
something.
know that the reason that he killed himself had nothing to do with her, but it was rather something he had done.
What in there?
I think about a week after the mouse swab was taken, David killed himself.
The timing of that for us is very telling, because you had years of unsolved investigation that was constantly in the media on Valentine's Day, which you couldn't have missed.
I'm gonna do something.
We had to know that we were still looking. And now we have this DNA. And so for me, that picture became very clear that he knew the Jim was up.
The moment that stands out for me was the willingness of the Mabritos, Dylan and Marissa, to help us out in this case, even though in essence what they were doing is they were identifying Dylan's dad as a stone cold murderer.
The courage that Marissa and Dylan displayed in saying that they wanted to meet the Sarans and they wanted to apologize and that they wanted to be a part of their lives as well was really powerful, really moving.
For the investigators, the case has become a very emotional experience.
Dylan and Marissa remind me a lot of me and my dad. So to see them dealing with a lot of this, it's just been impressive to see them handle themselves the way that they have. To see a single mom and a young man conduct themselves this way, it's been pretty remarkable.
That kind of reinvigorates my faith in humanity, that there's people still out there that can do the right thing, even though it may be to their detriment.
This case is a testament to the extraordinary dedication of all the officers involved.
I think it's remarkable that the investigators never gave up. They stayed on this for the family. They cared about the pain that that father and mother went through, knowing what was going on inside that bedroom of their little girl.
It's not that we closed a case, it's that we provided the best possible outcome for the family that we could.
Of course, I have a picture of her in her living room. I talk to her every day. And I think about, well, she did so many beautiful things, so many wonderful memories. But she used to write letters or send cards to family or friends. And she'd always add a poem that she would make up. And it always started out with roses are red, violets are blue. And it could be sugar is sweet and God is always with you, something like that, which I thought was just endearing. And that was Jody. Sweet.
Genetic genealogy solved Jodine Saran's murder, and as horrible as that was, in this case, it did something else. It brought together two families, the Sarans and the Mabritos. They were bridged by an atrocity, yet they spent a moment together bonding in their own humanity. Perhaps this was an even bigger triumph for the bloodline detectives.
Oh, no. Janice, when you gonna do a live?
Remember as a kid, if you could dream it, you could do it? Well, you still can. Now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. And with great offers on select Ford vehicles. You'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So when the sun goes down, you'll just be getting started. Now place your order and lock in 2.9% APR for 60 months on select F-150 trucks and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in.
Those are starting to dry already. The cement. Like when you have it like real thin stuff, it dries much quicker, faster.
Start playing and never stop playing. Get the most from the game when you're having fun.
Best Western Rewards gets you free nights fast and memories that last. Rewards are good for work or play. Rewards are good for any day.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Rewards can take you.
Just gotta wait till they
anywhere.
dry.
Stay tuned nights to get a free night.
Starting to
At
dry.
bestwestern.com.
So.
No Astapro allergy. No allergy spray is faster. With the speed of Astapro, almost nothing can slow you down. The Astapro starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. And Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free allergy spray. Now without a prescription. Astapro and go.
Lay this table off.
You didn't tell me you were getting McDonald's. The steak, egg, and cheese bagel is back at McDonald's. Order ahead on the app and pick up curbside.
See how it goes. But it's okay.
I'm Nancy Grace, and this is a Blood
I
Pride
got a
Collective.
triangle.
You've heard the phrase, it
I
takes
can
a
do it.
village to raise a child.
Stick
I like to
it
think it takes a community to solve
in
a
there.
crime. When cases are tough, evidence is scarce, and there just doesn't seem to be a path toward closure, it can be easy to give up unless the community cares. That's the way it was in Ozaukee County, Wisconsin. Murders were not common here. When an 18-year-old girl is killed on a cold night in December 1984, people are scared, but it doesn't mean they look the other way. Not then, and not for more than 3 decades, when finally their determination and the new forensic science of the bloodline detectives closed a case that the community could not forget. December 1984, a resident of Ozaukee County, Wisconsin, makes a gruesome discovery in their own driveway. It's the dead body of a woman.
She is laying in the snow. Her clothes are mostly off. Her head is bloody. There's blood spattered in the snow and on the trees.
The victim, it emerges, has been to a party.
Where she went after that and how she ended up in the driveway she did was a 35-year mystery.
Her murder sends shockwaves throughout the county.
There was a severe fear among the community, and they wanted to know that this person wasn't walking the streets.
A major investigation is launched with hundreds of suspects eliminated.
They had a lot of possible suspects. One by one, blood typing alone was able to eliminate most of them.
In 2019, detectives determined to find the killer turned to a new groundbreaking DNA method. This is the story of Tracy Hammerberg, her random and brutal killing, how the perpetrator evaded detection for decades, and how his identity was eventually uncovered by the bloodline detectives.
We were invested in this case from day one. We're not going to let it go.
Detectives, bloodline detectives.
December 15th, 1984.
If you want me to change your oil, I can. I don't know what kind of movies you like.
There was a resident.
In that one movie I couldn't get.
Grafton. That was on his way to get his early morning newspaper. And he came across the body of a young girl.
She is laying in the snow. Her clothes are mostly off.
Did you want me to change your oil?
Blood spattered in the snow and on the trees.
So he returned back to the home and then called the sheriff's office, notified us. After that, he went back and stayed with the body until the sheriff's office could arrive.
When police arrive at the scene, it's unclear if the young woman is still alive, but it is immediately apparent she has suffered a ferocious assault.
There was some talk by the resident that found her that he thought he heard breathing. So they did contact rescue, and rescue attempts were made, but she was found to be dead.
Hey, Nate.
The victim was lying on her back, and her arms and legs were spread to the sides.
I'll stay
She
up all
was half
night
naked from
till you get off your job.
apart from her socks, which
You
had
want
been
me to?
partially removed. Her jacket, scarf, and sweater had been pulled up over her head.
I hope you
exposing
come
her
on
chest
live
and breast.
tomorrow. Like, that's be awesome.
She had.
I watched all your lives
It was
today,
grueling. It was horrible.
and I shared.
Closed the scene and they called for help. Other investigators and the state tribal act.
Oh, okay.
Teams
The
at the forensics
18th.
squad and start processing the scene. They are quick to find what appears
Okay.
to be evidence.
They located tire impressions in the snow. It was a fresh snowfall that occurred over the.
What kind of movie?
Also blood splatters in the snow as well as in the trees.
Police noticed that there was a packet of Marlboro cigarettes inches away from the victim, and that was bagged for evidence. She had a men's sapphire high school ring on her hand, and on one side it
The
said.
new.
Golden
Oh,
Eye
okay.
to
I think I seen some Transformers
Blend 83.
on one of them damn channels. I gotta check it out.
Her jeans, her shoes.
The new
were all
Transformers. Okay, I think I do.
There's no murder.
I'll check it out.
Nothing left
Check it
behind
out
that
for you.
is what was used. But it was clear she was beaten.
I'll make sure.
Her hands were bagged to preserve any evidence, and then her body was
That'd be
placed onto
cool.
a bed sheet, and then.
You
it was
want
taken onto
well. You want me to turn this here?
Detectives attend the autopsy, which is.
Let me see if I can find Transformers
Saying
right now.
The victim had reddish brown hair. She was about 5'6". and she had an identifiable tattoo on her arm. She had numerous
Bloodline
fractures to her
detective.
skull that were overlapping, and whatever she had been hit with had been a rounded object.
It was a bludgeoning. With what kind of tool, police either didn't know or wouldn't say. It was some sort of a metal object. Could have been a tire iron, could have been something else, but it was a metal object.
She had severe bruising on her chest that was below her
What
collar
station?
and consistent with the
Tubi.
suggesting someone had stood on her.
It's on Tubi.
Cause of death for autopsy.
Hollywood.
Trauma, but there was also petechia, which would be indicative of manual strangulation.
Man.
She had been sexually assaulted, raped, strangled, and she had been bludgeoned to death.
Investigators do not have long to wait before the victims identified. The murders covered on the local news.
Her parents did not report her missing to the police. She kind of had a lifestyle which she would come and go freely from home. Her half sister said she learned about it on the news. They saw a breaking
Yes, it's gonna be
cutting to
4-2.
on television and heard that this body had been found. And she said her mother immediately said,
I got food coloring on my hand.
She looked
When
up,
it comes
phoned the
out.
police
I'm
and
gonna
said
walk
that
around
her
with food
daughter had
coloring.
not come home, and she
Coloring.
heard on the news that a girl had been found. She said that her daughter had red
I'm
dyed
just
hair,
testing this stuff
a
out.
heart tattoo
So
with a
I'm doing.
blue arrow through it, and that she also had a ring on her that had been given to her by her boyfriend. She said her daughter was Tracy Hammerberg and she was 18 years old. So officers immediately knew that this was the victim who had been discovered.
So who is Tracy
I don't
Hammerberg?
understand
Why would
people.
anyone want to kill her? It appears that Tracy was no stranger to risk in her life.
she certainly didn't seem afraid to hang out with people who were dangerous and associated with people who were known to law enforcement, maybe had some issues of their own, whether it was as juveniles or as young adults.
They got in trouble themselves, they had their own issues, so the focus, I think, originally was with that.
How she ended up in the driveway she did was a 35-year mystery.
Years will go by. Detectives will change. The case.
I'll
will
remember
go
your
cold.
birthday
It is said that time heals all.
in October.
wounds.
I'll remember that name, but
Time
I gotta have the date, so.
in science to finally bring closure to a.
Yeah, I got a
decade
bunch of
old
molds
murder.
from Devin. Plus I'll get more. Plus that proxy stuff, I guess I'm getting at the
In
9th.
December 1984, the body of a young woman is found by a resident.
But
of
yeah, I got-
Wisconsin. She's been beaten to death
Lot of
following a
old,
violent sexual
like,
assault. The victim is
whatever this is.
identified as 18-year-old Tracy
Mine or
Hammerberg.
something. I got one of these
Tracy
two.
was a high school student who
You.
was friendly, well liked, popular, seemed to have
Okay.
a lot of circles of friends.
Tracy lived at home with her younger
Little shells of
sister.
stuff.
and her mother
Flowers.
and her stepfather.
She had a harder.
I got most of them
most
filled up.
of her age,
Filled up.
but she liked the same things a lot of us liked. She liked to go out and be with her friends and party and have a good time. And I think she was just a typical 18-year-old girl.
She liked to have fun.
I got a
She
good
drank,
niece.
she smoked some marijuana. It was
She's my
quite
all-time
common
favorite.
people that she associated with.
Tracy's already known to police.
I can't wait till Devin comes
Tracy
on
had a
tomorrow night.
history of being a runaway, and she had been in and out of the house for some time. Tracy had told friends that she had had a problem with her stepfather and that he had been making unwanted advances towards her. And this explained why she was running away from
Yeah.
him so often.
She had some difficulties when she was younger. She'd finally gone onto the right path. She was going to move out of state, move with her boyfriend in North Dakota, but that was stopped. They were killing.
It's unclear to investigators if Tracy was killed when her body was found or whether the body had been placed in there. But given the location, it's likely the killer knows the area.
The place where she was found is not really known by too many people. That road is very isolated, yeah. Actually, the driveway is even more isolated.
As investigators gather more information, they begin to piece together Tracy's movements in the hours before her death.
On Friday, December 14th, Tracy had been babysitting for a woman called Helen Michaels from about 7:20 to 9:45 p.m. Tracy had left the house, but before she did, she had a conversation with Helen and she agreed to come back and babysit the next morning at 7:30.
What?
After babysitting, Tracy meets some of her
Oh, I had no
friends.
candle in here.
They go to a house on Garfield Road in the nearby town of Port Washington.
No,
There they played a drinking game called Porters.
I don't have no
So,
candle.
And smoked a little marijuana.
Not
Her
over
friend
here
then
anyway.
said, hey, why don't I give you a lift? But she declined. And instead she left about 12:30 on foot.
Detectives are unclear about what happens next.
I don't know
One of the
where you
biggest
see her
issues was
candle out,
What
but
happened when she left the house? Did she get a ride? Did she go this way? Did she go that way? There were a number of different stories that police were getting from the people at that party. The most reliable account they had was that Tracy had walked home, or at least began to walk home from Port Washington to Stockton. If you look at the pictures from the crime scene, there's snow on the ground. It's December. It's cold. On a 4-mile walk in the snow, it wouldn't have been unusual for Tracy to.
this here is getting really hot.
It's common for many people to hitchhike.
So it won't be long. This will be
Tracy,
done.
Took her to
That's
go
not like
party,
the last one.
maybe drink some more beer,
Also goes good.
and made advances towards her. She denied those advances, and then the person killed her.
From witness accounts and interviews, police now begin
This
to
gun is
collate
really
the
hot
list
too,
of
see?
suspects.
The gun.
Through speaking to friends and family, police
Oh,
figured
no,
out that
Derek comes
Tracy
up with all this
smoked
stuff.
menthol cigarettes. So the cigarettes that were found at the crime scene had likely belonged to the killer.
There was a great focus on the party, the house that she was last seen. But after those people were eliminated, we just had to widen the circle. You know, who did she know? Who hung out with her? Who else might she have encountered that morning when she left?
She seemed to be the kind of person that gave investigators a rich list of potential suspects because of the people she associated.
The circle of Tracy's associates is very wide.
She moved freely in all those groups. She was able to move about. And that caused problems really for the investigation because there wasn't just one group we could focus on. We had to focus on numerous groups.
Kept on looking at the different circles of friends that Tracy had.
Yeah.
People she went to school with, people she hung out with, people in her neighborhood, people associated with other family members, other friends. They knew it had to be somebody that knew Tracy. Somebody had to be familiar with the area where she was killed.
Investigators
And-
pursued hundreds of suspects and
Got a
witnesses.
bunch of
They
shells.
looked at
like,
every different type of tip and lead.
even little
They
tiny ones.
used lots of different theories.
I
and
got
different
from Deb.
techniques to try and figure out who might have done
See?
this, but they were never successful.
All kinds. Actually, I can use it on that
Detectives
one
are
thing though
extremely
too.
concerned. Murders are incredibly rare in Ozaukee County.
In 1984, violent crime like this was virtually unheard of in Port Washington. This wasn't just a murder. This was a high school student, and so it was the buzz of the community.
Anytime there's a homicide of a young girl and the killer is not known, there always is that apprehension in the community that the killer.
Nate, I got this one done.
Then
It's so
one
shiny.
death struck
See?
again. Another young woman, a friend of Tracy's, is discovered murdered.
In July 1985, just 6 months after Tracy had been brutally killed, a friend of hers, 18-year-old
Okay.
Wendy Smith,
That'd be
who
cool,
had been
Nate.
found, beaten, raped. and
Think about using some of them shells like
with friends,
around
left
here
their
and stuff
house
like
and was
that
going to be
on
her
there.
mother who worked at a tavern. However, she never turned up, and 24 hours later, they found her body on top of
I'm gonna find my house and stuff that I got in there and paint it and like paint and put it like right here
They didn't
in the
know.
middle
And I think a lot of people.
and put some shells around it.
Just not knowing that's what happened or who did that, who would do that. There was fingers inside. That's what would have made.
Yeah, and Nate, that'd be awesome too.
Close knit, small communities, this kind of thing doesn't happen.
The Ozaukee Sheriff's Department and the Port Washington Police, where Wendy's body was found, started working together. We thought maybe there might be some links to these two
Yeah.
murders. They shared acquaintances and friends, so obviously police were thinking maybe it was someone who both of the girls had known.
I want to celebrate you
Detectives
guys'
tried to
birthday with
get
you,
a lead on a suspect using the
Nate
assistance
and
of the
Royal.
FBI.
There was an
That'd be
FBI
so cool.
profile made on the likely suspect. Part of the profile would show that Tracy most likely knew who the killer was. They were looking for a loner, someone who operated on the fringes, like groups of friends, who didn't have close friends, someone who was prone to violence.
Somebody who had been involved in crimes, but not to this extent where they would appear on our radar.
Investigators were able to determine that forensics did not match from the two different crimes, and
I can't wait to do that posse.
these had been committed by
Devin.
two separate people.
Detectives.
That'd be
said
so awesome,
evidence
man.
collected from autopsy
Different.
protesting and from the analysis are able to eliminate.
Oh, you
suspects.
might be talking about this. No, this is not a candle. It's one of those molding things.
Stephen was present. Further analysis
Which
was done, and they
I'm gonna
found
do too
that the
sometime.
individual had O blood type and two identified.
I can't wait, Devin.
One of which is only found in 3% of the US population.
By today's standards, this is fairly primitive information.
1984, we didn't
Devin,
have the kind
I
of
made
DNA
this out cement.
now.
Look,
We were able to test blood type.
this.
That blood analysis could eliminate about
This one?
98% of the population.
Old boyfriend,
And
friends that, people gave us.
This
tips
one?
on. We would
Out
ask
cement.
them to volunteer for a blood test.
with those eyes you gave me.
That blood was transferred over to the state crime lab right now.
I,
Sometimes it would take weeks. There was also a backup at the crime lab, and sometimes a month to get results.
We had a lot.
I
of
done that last
suspects.
night.
One by one, blood typing alone was able to eliminate most of it.
Never had a match. And we did a lot of people. They lost count.
Even though investigators exhaust every possibility, the killer continues to evade detection and the case eventually goes cold.
I know it was on the minds of people in Port Washington and never left their minds. People have always wanted to know, are we ever going to find out who killed Tracy? We were invested in this case from day one, and we're not going to let it go.
Trying to figure out
Stay on
what
the shelf.
these are.
We continue to work this case until we solved it, or until there was no other rocks to turn over.
And as we'll see next, the bloodline detectives will use every new forensic weapon they can. Weapons that didn't exist to police who were first confronted with Tracy Hammerberg's bloody murder. For 3 decades, Ozaukee County, Wisconsin police investigate the murder of 18-year-old Tracy Hammerberg. Her body found beaten, sexually assaulted, and strangled in December
And
19.
this one.
The case runs up against a brick wall and goes cold, but detectives are not willing to let
Butterflies.
go.
That's cool.
All of the police officers who worked on this
I have to do that.
trying to solve this case. I mean, this was a woman who had been brutally
I've seen it.
murdered, and they wanted to bring her killer to justice.
The term cold case suggests it sat in a file.
I can't wait till
somewhere,
that stuff gets done, so
and they got
I
a
can
break years later or a tip.
try that.
But if you look at the file, you see that over the years, they continued to work this methodically year after year after year, even through changes in personnel, people who retired, new people came in. It's remarkable the consistency they show.
I like these little things.
Investigators
No.
are also determined to keep the case in the public mind.
About 10 years ago, I got a phone call from Jeff Taylor at the Ozaukee County Sheriff's Office, who said, we've got this cold case and we'd really like to get some attention. Would you be willing to do a story on this case and help us maybe generate some leads? They opened up the metal cabinets, pulled out the case files, set them down and said, have at it.
Reading through the file, it's almost like a novel that as you read it, you're like, well, here's the suspect.
Hey, Devin, I'm gonna make you something out of,
Why am I still reading this? Why is it?
yarn.
But then the person is cleared through forensics. The volumes of people.
I'll show you something.
Any little bit of information they followed up on. It was evident throughout that case file. It was an emotional roller coaster.
You know this
Even
thing I gave you, Deb?
after that.
Your thing goes on.
Together a story and
Actually, I can make a stand like
there's someone coming forward with information.
with that yarn.
Solve this cold case and for another 9-10 years.
I think that'd be cool. Then you can set some stuff on there.
Between Tracy's murder in 1984 and the early 1990s,
You know what I mean?
techniques come a long
You could
way.
do a lot of shit
DNA
with yarn.
profiling is
So
revolutionary.
yeah, and I'll probably do it online too.
Database POTUS is expanding.
Cause look, it's
In
like
1995,
like a
the state
section, right?
laboratory.
Here's a guy like an open area right here,
DNA.
and you can take,
And that profile was uploaded on
You know?
POTUS. Unfortunately, there were no matches.
We just continue to do our samples, to take our samples and whatever.
so yeah, I'll make you one of these.
DNA was, that's how it.
Thank you for leaving the rest of it here, though.
One DNA sample they knew was off the lab.
I knew there was some reason why this was left behind, so
But they go
I'll take care of it.
get more samples just to keep this case alive. And then for nearly 35 years, they
I got like baby blue yarn. It's like
suspect.
different color
Tracy,
thing.
we'd ask
It's got
for
pink in it and
additional-
all that.
For other people we could talk to that maybe knew Tracy.
You're
maybe
welcome.
The fringes of.
So
the-
next time you come over,
the
I'll
state
give it to you.
department
cause I'll be working on this tonight,
monthly.
okay? You watch what I do. You make anything out of nothing. Well, you can make something out of nothing. You watch. Yeah. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Anything's content. That's what 1609 says. Anything's content. Like, if I hit somebody's car, that's content. God forbid that I don't, but you know. Oh, okay. Next. Okay, let me see if I can find one of those transformers since that was done. Maybe it's on that channel. Well, I'll find it. Watch. Oh, wait, watch. Let me go back on film on this for a sec. I'm gonna try to find a transformer and see if I can find it on this one. If not, then I'll go to YouTube. If not, I'll go back to that one report. Just for Royal. Come on. See what happens. Maybe. Let's see what's on here. It might be in the action thing. Let me see. Oh, they got some good right here. Maybe. I know I've seen it somewhere. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, what's this? Man. I don't know what that is, but well. There's a zombie over here. I don't know what that is. It's just, I want to set this in. I have no idea. So you got tomorrow off, Devin? So you might come here tomorrow? Okay, cool. Okay, let me see how these turned out. So much easier with these molds to do this. So much. See how this one turned out. Looks like an egg. There we go. See? That's cool. Shouldn't have done it blue though. I should have just waited, you know what I mean? I used the food coloring. And look, it didn't even leave nothing in there. Hey, check this one out. Get a load of this. If I can get this one now.
Last January, I finally singed Martin Whisper out at one of the ring planets. Since then, I've been hunting down the last of his murdering cult. We call them trancers, slaves to Whisper's psychic power. Not really alive, not dead enough. It's July now. I'm tired. Real tired.
Yeah, shelf steak medium, deep fry your flats.
Sure do, honey.
Here, give me a side of thoughts and a large coat. No ice.
And go when you have it.
Coffee.
The real stuff, that's gonna cost you.
Oh, it's part of the gun. Look.
So it's great.
Yeah, it's plaster. That's part of the gun. Let's see what the others are.
Evening, citizen. Jack Davis, City TV, the next year stats. What did I do? Section 7 of the Penal Code, the council authorized me
Okay.
to a transfer system.
Can't give me a TSC without a warrant.
I don't mind how.
I'm gonna remember.
Yeah. I never seen this before, so I don't know what the hell it's about. Okay, there's this. See what this is. Damn hair gets in the way. Almost got it. There we go. Oh, it's that cat. Yeah, it's a cat. I just tested it out. Okay, here's the big one. Which is
Assignment, shuttle pad duties for sports. I ain't got the time. Transfer, I'm not about to, you know it. Mr. Maybe did, but someone's got their mouth straight. I said we're just sports is inside. Jack,
Be straight from the captain. You take your assignments, you take a high.
okay, it's this one. That is whatever that is. That's good. That's good. Well, those came out. So wow. I got another one. I'm gonna do it. So wait, so I'm gonna take a while for that. Lost my bullets. I lost my bullets.
We can just find you out here.
I might have done that in the other thing though.
On your feet to next week.
Wow,
Stand for
these
no
look
one.
so freaking cool. So you can still paint them though. Yeah. That's why I like plaster both. Yeah. Nate, you're funny as hell.
Can't ignore the songs.
Mhm.
I found there is. You know, Lieutenant, I think I found the old Chinese theater. I'm gonna go back. and
But
look for the story.
hey, I got my own gun.
The council needs you.
You know, I can make another one like this, right? And then put them both together. Like glue them together.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be some shit? Indeed, yes, indeed. Like make another one of these and glue it together. Or this here. And glue them together. That would be cool. Yeah.
Not clear if going further.
These two, this cat. Indeed, it is.
Get something smart then?
Yeah. I don't know. Do not know how.
Hector's had
No, but it's gonna be
going back
cool.
to school for over 115
Oh.
years. And this year,
I see.
every school lunch is reason to celebrate with the flavors your kids love and the exceptional quality you expect. Helping you make school lunch fresh, easy,
Next time it'll be
and
better.
delicious. Ring the bell. The deli is open. Or compromise elsewhere.
I don't think I have any more up here. Wish I had a hair dryer because I'd use a hair dryer on those. This one might be the. Wish I had a hair dryer because that would work really well on that. Let's try something. Try some. Yeah. Oh, everything. Oh. What's he doing? Playing his games?
Hector's had we've been going back to school for over 115 years. And this year,
Hey,
every school
I didn't
lunch
get.
is reason to
I didn't get no coffee.
flavor your
Nate.
kids love and the exceptional quality you expect.
helping you make school lunch fresh,
Joking.
easy, and delicious. Ring the bell. The deli is open. Policy. Compromise elsewhere.
Look at so far. See? Okay, I love you too. See you tomorrow when you come. I got a good niece. I can't wait till she goes live.
Heck, Boar's Head, we've been going back to school for over 115 years. And this year, every school lunch is reason to celebrate with the flavors your kids love and the exceptional quality you expect. Helping you make school lunch fresh, easy, and delicious. Ring the bell. The deli is open. Policy.
Hollywood, you should watch Nate's live. It's awesome. And he tells the whole truth and facts. And trust me, it's not boring neither. It's awesome. So you should watch it. Look. Yeah. That's what I like about you, Nate, because you always speak the truth and everything, and you're yourself, and you're a very smart, intelligent guy. And that's a fact. Well, at least I got one painted. That's cool, isn't it? I should put some glue on it, but I just have to wait till the cement dries because it's really, I got it too wet. So I'm gonna see about this crap here. Oh, I know I can put on that. Yeah. Got it. Look, this is gonna be better, guys. Watch this. I need to work on her thing tonight because I promised her, so I gotta keep my promise. I'll show you how that's done. Well, how I'm gonna do it anyways. And so far, It's still loading. Okay. See? That's better, huh? So, light. Yes, he is. 100%. See, I think I've known Nate for at least 3 or 4 years online. I think 3, maybe going on 4. Time to work on this gun. It's usually black anyway, so. I think it's still loading. I didn't even know they had a thing in I'll give it a few more minutes and I'll change it. This blue color is much better too. So since I'm on the YouTube streets, I got my own damn thing right here. It's just a joke. Yeah, it is pretty color. But it don't smudge or nothing. That's a good thing too. I gotta turn that TV back on. I need more light. I gotta do this. Let's see. Yeah. Thanks. Oh, that might look good. Let's see something. Or hey, you guys wanna watch Hoarders? You guys wanna watch Hoarders? Oh, oh, sure. Daddy knew. I saw him slouched in our student boots. The fuck is this? Oh, I can see your I'll say I don't know what that is, but
Here's a song about a brownie paper towel.
Drops on your door, or a little bit of food drops from your floor, so you're getting too much love from your life we're doing. Use a little square, not more.
Terra Square paper towels from Brownie.
There is no peace, there never was.
Loneliness must be met with violence.
I'll find you.
Meet Zach. His work-life balance is anything but balanced. But when he gets on the bike, he becomes Zen Zach. Zen Zach exists outside of time. His heartbeat sounds like a million-drum circle. The only notification he hears is the sound of the ocean. So if you want to reach him, talk to the ocean. The ocean? And Zen Zach rides with Geico because saving money and getting great coverage is totally chill. Geico, savings and service for both your sides.
Come on, butthead. It can't be that hard. Just like the stupid thing already.
I'm doing the best I can. It's not as easy as it looks, you know.
I don't know what this
Mom,
is.
please.
Hey, come on, guys. Let me light him. Your parents knew I was letting you touch matches and probably kill me besides. I don't want you to burn the place down.
Yeah, Kyle, please let Michael do it. I don't really want to sit out here in the dark all night.
Okay, all right. I really don't want to sit here all night and listen to you whine either. Where's the matches? Where are you?
Hey, who needs a lantern? Why don't you just use these guys to see?
Josh, why don't you let those poor things go?
No way. I want to show Mom tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll look real neat during the day.
So I'll wait until tomorrow night.
Josh, they'll be dead by tomorrow night.
No, they won't. I poked holes in the top.
And just bring them over here so I can see what I'm doing.
Hey, better than a flashlight, huh?
Just bring them over here.
What's grosser than gross?
Oh no, not your dumb jokes.
Come on, what's grosser than gross?
I don't know. What's grosser than gross?
Eating a bowl of rice when one of them gets up and walks away.
Oh no, please stop. I think my sides are going to split.
What's grosser than gross?
Let there be light. Cool.
Finally.
So we can see. Now,
I brought some video game cartridges.
what are we supposed to do with video game cartridges?
Play video games.
On what?
yeah, I didn't think about it.
So lame.
Let's go something gross.
Your face, which I like better when it was dark in here. Shut up.
Eating a bowl of cornflakes when your brother walks in and says, "Hey, where's my scab collection?"
Oh, that is disgusting. I think that actually happened to us once at our house.
What's grosser than gross?
Enough already.
10 dead puppies in a barrel. What's grosser than that?
I don't know. What's grosser than 10 dead puppies in a barrel?
1 dead puppy and 10
Now
barrels.
that looks more like one, huh?
Yeah, I think I actually like that one.
What's grosser than
I'm gonna
gross?
smack you so hard.
I don't know. I just
Hey,
put
you
it
got-
on there so I can have some noise.
What do you mean?
I like
Here's
noise.
what's really gross. That really happened.
Certain
Please,
kind of
anything
noise.
to keep me from telling more retarded jokes.
Is it grosser than eating a scab collection?
Yeah, definitely grosser than that.
Well, what is?
Well, there was this lady who went into a fast food restaurant to get herself some chicken.
Thank you. And come again.
I don't
Welcome to
know
Tennessee Fricassee
what
Chicken.
it is.
May I
I
take
just
your
put
order,
it there.
please?
I'd like 15-piece bucket and a large chocolate shake.
For here or to go?
Or here.
Can I interest you in our new Cajun Keels today?
Maybe later.
That'll be $8.95. I'll be right back.
Devin must have had an eye in this, like
Thank you. And
one
come
of
again.
these eyes, because
Welcome
it's
to
somehow in
Tennessee
the
Fricassee
eye
Chicken. May I take
when I
your
put
order,
the thing in there.
Yeah, give me the Gettysburg Nuggets
That's weird.
to go.
I don't know. I don't know. Weird. They didn't even see it in there. Oh, gross. I don't know, some kind of movie I'm not really interested in watching. That's gross.
Some big old rat. Extra crispy. Ew, that's disgusting.
Hey, did you barf?
How's he supposed to know that?
I don't know. Wouldn't you barf if you bit into a big hairy rat?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, fellas, and say, yeah, she probably got the urge to regurgitate. Oh, hey, wait, I know one. This one really happened.
I gotta heat up my
What?
coffee.
When mom found a band-aid in your soup?
No. Besides, that wasn't a Band-Aid. Some of those moist towelette things. No. This happened in California, at Wax Canyon. What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, first day they opened Ohio State, there was so many.
Our ghouls are aware of you and have decided to meet you first.
I could have gone on It's Such a Wee World or the Enchanted Wiki Hut. Why did I have to go on this stupid ride?
A pinching sled.
The spirits are pleased you have come and wish to further welcome you to their haunted ground.
Oh, please! I think I'd like to get out now!
Please, you must save me. He's right behind me. He'll kill me if he finds me.
I really think I'd like to get home now. Well, somebody please stop this ride!
I fell.
It's too late.
Did you say you wanted to meet more of our thieves? Not food, I mean friends. The family jewelry. Living dead portraits of some of our more famous guests. Jonathan Livingston Seagood, your boy. Mr. Mortis, the Undertaker, of course. Farmer Hackett, Freddy, Watkins. Beware, they may hitch a ride home with you.
I don't know why there's.
Try the rest of the day. Please watch your step. Enjoy the rest of the day. Please watch your step. Enjoy the.
Died of fright. And that's why it's such a wussy ride now. They had to shut it down, completely redo it. Yeah, I think I remember meeting someone who knew a guy that went on the ride that very same day.
You think it's a wussy ride now? I think it's still scary.
Rest my case. Hey guys, this is pretty cool. Do you know any more gross, spooky stories that are true?
Hey, I do. I've got a great one.
Wait, we've already heard about the dead puppies and the scab collection.
No, this is much better than that. And I know it's true because it happened to a friend of mine's grandmother.
I don't know what it is. I'll just put it there.
Go on, what happened? Go on.
Well, she just finished giving me approval of the bath in the kitchen sink.
Oh, poor dog.
It's gonna be so big. Right, baby. Lots of people just need to be really.
Oh, I can't watch that. Stupid ass woman. I cannot watch that. I don't like that shit. Even though it is a show.
Baby continue to be all right and such a handsome boy.
What a stupid woman. Not when it comes with animals in it.
Almost.
There, I'll get the dog out of there, you dumbass bar. I wish I didn't. I don't like this.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Who comes? And it blew up.
She wasn't too bright, was she?
That really didn't happen.
Yes, it did. It happened to us.
I know. Your friend's grandmother.
Yeah.
Hey guys, who cares? It was a great story. Yeah, put it like a microwave. Please. Hey, I thought of one I know you guys definitely haven't heard of.
What?
Yes, I got to work on this. Let's see.
Wait a minute. This isn't that dumb story about the time you and your friends found that pirate ship in Old Cave. No, it's better than that.
What?
Nah, you guys wouldn't believe me.
Sure we will. What is it?
Right. But be warned. This story is guaranteed to give you the
We let our work worries run wild and run our lives. So when things get out of hand at work, your team can take back control with Asana. And when work runs smoothly, you're free to focus on all the things that matter instead of just worrying about work. Make work work for you with Asana.
We were a motorized bicycle company. They said, you'll never be bored of that. What will they say next? On the power dreams.
Floor & Decor, my go-to to get it all. Tile, wood, stone, and laminate. Got it. Installation materials? Yep. And all the tools I need? They've got those too. More importantly, they've got my back with benefits and services I actually use. And a pro app that makes my job easier. Floor & Decor just gets it. That means I get more done.
At Floor & Decor, whether you're looking for everyday low pricing on in-stock job lot quantities and installation materials, or a powerful partner to help take your business to the next level, we've got you covered. Discover Floor & Decor today.
You like it natural? Go to Clairol Natural Instinct Supplement. Coconut oil and aloe vera. No ammonia ever, so it always plays nice with your hair. Natural instincts from Clairol. It's so you.
At Kroger, we believe local produce shouldn't be hard to find. That's why we work with local farms right in our own backyard to bring you fresher than fresh produce. Because shopping for local produce should be as easy as shopping at your local Kroger. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
This is something that happened before we moved out here. Back in the school that my dad used to work in.
Uncle Henry used to work at a school.
Yeah, he's worked at a few of them. Yeah, we knew that. Remember, Josh? Go on, what happened? This happened to a kid named Danny Hollister back in the town of New England.
Daddy, but mommy packed us for lunch. Hey, come on, Rudy, that's mine. Give it back. You want a banana? Come on, give it back. What if I don't feel like it? Just leave me alone. Little Daddy wants us to leave him alone. Crap, why don't you leave little Daddy alone? Sure thing, Rudy. Pick up your mess, Hollister. You don't want to get into trouble. Right. Hey guys, look, Daddy's drawing won first place in the art festival. Isn't that nice? Yeah, he's a real artist. You know, I think I'd like to have it. No, Rudy, don't. Please, don't worry, I'm not gonna hit it. I just put it somewhere real special. Oops. Now it's first place trash. Guys are gonna get in trouble. No, we're not, because if you tell anyone, you know it'll happen. Hold on to me, guys. Got an idea. Nope. What are you doing? Making sure little Daddy doesn't go crying to the principal.
Press the third bell down, and music on down and around, below, 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 whoa, whoa, whoa. Listen to the gas cloud. Oh, the music goes down and around, below, below, below. Oh, you press the bell down. My goodness. What the difference are you doing hanging up there? Annie Hollister, is that you?
I'll take it you go live like tomorrow after you,
You know, this
a little
ain't
bit
a
after you
public
get off of
hanging.
work, right, Nate?
Kids ought to be back in your classes. You know what I said, skedaddle.
You know, I'll be there.
Don't come on, redneck baby.
I'm up all night with you,
Catch something a mess like that.
Nate.
Don't worry, son. I'll get you right on down. So that's what happened to my plumber's helper, huh? Hang on, son.
Nice.
There we are. Here, let me drop it. Here. Oh, let's go over. Here, let me over. There. You all right? Huh? Yeah. Who hung you up there, Daddy?
Can't tell me.
Why can't you tell me?
What if I tell him he'll beat me up?
Oh, no, sorry, Bob. Nobody's going to beat you up as long as I'm custodian at Greeley Elementary School. Now, you tell me who did it. Uh-huh. Was it Rudy Kolbelnicki and his two sidekicks freaking frack? Uh-huh. I thought as much.
I didn't tell you.
Oh, no, of course you didn't. And if anybody asks me, I'll say absolutely not. He's zipper lip. I'll say I tore out your fingernails. Still, you wouldn't squeal. Come on, we gotta get this cleaned up
Okay.
before somebody else trips over it. Listen, don't look so worried. I mean, those kids are just show-offs. Bark, no bite. I'll tell you something else. I have a feeling they're gonna get what's coming to them sooner or later. Their type usually does, you know what I mean?
I am.
Well, guess you better get to class. You don't want to be late. If you're late, you'll think that Rudy and his pals are a couple of cream puffs compared to Miss Titmarsh when she is.
I don't like her very much. She's mean.
Just between you and me, Danny. She has a bit of a sour voice. Well, guess you better get to class. I've got to clean up the boys' room. As a matter of fact, this whole place is a shambles. What I told you.
Well, let me
Anybody
know,
bothers
Nate,
you
so
call
I
me,
can go
okay?
on your live with you.
Thanks, Mr. Jenkins. See you later.
See you later, alligator.
All right, people, the bell has long since rung. It's time for you to give me your undivided attention. Good morning, class. There you go. Danny, you are late. And since you are the last one in class, you may hang up your coat and come up here and pass out these papers.
I'm gonna try something.
Now, today I have a little surprise. Since so many of us don't seem to think that it's necessary to turn in our math homework on time, it's obvious to me that we all know everything there is to know about math.
Sorry, could you get that for me?
So none of you will mind starting out this morning with a little test on our favorite subject, fractions. Now, I don't want to hear any talking. You will have exactly 15 minutes to complete this test. You may begin.
That's not funny, Rudy. Miss Titmarsh? Miss Titmarsh?
What is it?
Can I go to the bathroom?
You should have gone before class.
But I didn't have to go then.
Have you finished your test?
Well, no, not yet.
Class? Should we let Mr. Hollister go to the little boys' room before finishing his test? All right, go ahead. Don't run.
Jenkins? Mr. Jenkins? Oh, sorry. Hello?
Thought you's gonna make it. Don't forget to let me know when you're gonna go live because I wanna see you.
Miss Digmarsh, there's a monster in the bathroom, monsters in the bathroom.
Quiet down. This class is trying to concentrate. What on earth are you talking about?
There's a monster in the bathroom, my son.
Young man, you will stop this foolishness. Now sit down.
I got your back too, Nate.
I don't want to hear another word. You would fly to the moon in that if you thought you could get
100%.
taking an exam.
Hey, Daddy, everything come out okay?
Oh, I see.
Mr. Hollister, you are disgraceful. I have never met such a big baby. You will go back to the bedroom immediately and clean yourself up.
But there's a monster in the bathroom, we'll
I have had just about enough of this. Now you go back to the bathroom and clean yourself up before I call your mother and tell her that you ought to be wearing diapers to school. Now go on. Now.
Mr. Jenkins? Mr. Jenkins! Mr. Jenkins, it killed him! The monster killed Mr. Jenkins! Off his head!
Young man, that is enough. I have had enough to bear with you. You have tried my patience for the last time. Class, you will continue with your test while I escort Mr. Hollister to the laboratory.
But Miss Tidmarsh!
Quiet! Monsters again. If you ever bring in the spirit like that in my classroom again, I'm going to see to it that you are severely punished. We are going to go into the boys' room, and then we are going to visit the principal.
Tidmarsh, there's a monster in there, I swear, I got Mr. Jenkins!
All right.
In the kitchen. Mhm.
Where is this monster of yours?
That kind of does look kind of real, huh? Still wet.
Who's it?
I'm gonna wait until this gets done.
This door is locked.
But there were keys in it and I opened it and
Found Mr. Jenkins in the sink. I don't know what pleasure you get out of this, but believe me, it is going to stop right now.
but he was in there.
You, Mr. Hollister, are going with me to the principal's office.
Yeah.
If I have anything to say about it, you are going to be suspended indefinitely.
But he was in there, really, and there was a monster in there.
Come here. Come here. Is that your monster? That is just a bunch of protective sheets. Here we go. Master in here, just then. You young people today, you have no sense of responsibility. You just think this is not your bathroom. You can just come in and throw things right and left, and somebody will come and clean up after you. Where is Mr. Jacobs? He should be cleaning up this mess, not me. Roger Marsh did not get a degree in education to be cleaning up toilets. Monster indeed. You probably made this mess yourself. Young man, when I am speaking to you, I want you to look at me. What are you staring at?
Hey Nate, did you see this? Nate, did you see this? I've done that too. Right?
Hey, Daddy, where's Miss Titmarsh? Yeah, where did the old Duke's mom? Monsterator. What? Steve Monster in the bathroom and ain't Mr. Jenkins. Holster, you're the first class liar. You're crazy. I think the little pig is just trying to get attention. I think not. So what is it, Holster? Why are you making up such a stupid story? You don't believe me? Why don't you just go find out for yourself? Okay, we will. Come on, guys. So what's it supposed to look like, Danny? The werewolf or Frankenstein?
Yeah, my niece said today when she was here earlier,
Danny just took a crack at the bottom of the monster.
she said
Okay, guys, let's go.
what was it? She said
Danny pisses can.
I can't remember what she said, but
Hey, Mr. Monster.
something about unique. She thinks I'm unique. What? What's that mean? What does that mean, Hollywood?
Yeah, there is nothing in here. What's that?
I'm gonna paint this clay.
So quick wellness check. How are you these days? Friendship's an 8, but your knee is barely a 2. And what about your cheerfulness? Or, able to relaxedness? And how can we help you with all that? Delivery in as little as 1 hour? Give you new ways to get fat? Because at Walgreens, we take care of the whole you.
COVID-19. Some people get it, and some people can get it bad. And for those who do get it bad, it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, asthma, or smoking. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, don't wait. Ask your healthcare provider right away if an authorized oral treatment is right for you.
Little Caesars is now the official pizza sponsor of the NFL.
Yeah, if I had him right now. Damn straight.
Pizza, pizza.
Again.
Alrighty.
Yeah, got that right.
Boom. High five.
Pizza, pizza.
Come on.
Pizza, pizza.
Ready.
Enjoy game day with a Pepperoni pepperoni with over 100 old world pepperonis.
Pizza, pizza.
With less moderate to severe eczema, why hide your skin if you can help heal your skin from
Things
within?
in life
To
need
fix
to
it,
color.
you one step ahead of eczema with clearer skin and less itch.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
I don't want anyone in here.
After a few months, he moved to another town and got a job at a different school.
You work a good job on the Delaware like the one. And what do you do, Sean?
That's all I do. Back in exact way the Philippines, back in the land of wicked wacky war. My Fujiyama, you get a mama, and then you double to priest.
Very good. Mr. J. Oh, good. Maybe you can help me.
Why not? You're the principal.
Look, I know you only worked here a week, and you're not really familiar yet with all the kids, but we seem to have displaced one of our students.
Oh,
This is Mrs. Waters. She's the president of our PTA.
very happy to make your acquaintance, Mrs. Walters.
She was here to pick up her son Jordan in the back parking lot. When she got there, he wasn't around. And we've been looking all over for him with no luck. I thought perhaps you've seen him.
I see lots of kids.
Jordy's about 4'11", he weighs 85 pounds. Oh, let's see, he has dark hair, it's in a crew cut. He's usually so reliable, I can't think what could have happened to him. Oh, let's see, he was wearing jeans and a bright red, white, and blue plaid flannel shirt.
Wait a minute, I seen that kid this morning. That kid's a bad apple, you know that?
Excuse me?
He was pushing around all the young kids. He was trying to take away their lunch money, making a nuisance out of himself.
Mr. Jenkins, I don't think this is quite the time to get into it.
I think that kid of yours ought to be taught a lesson, Mrs. Walters.
You must be mistaken, my Jordy is a good boy.
I calls him as I sees.
Have you seen Jordan recently?
Not since this morning, sir.
Well, if you do, you'll let me know immediately.
All right, will do.
Come on, let's go to my office. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
We never ever caught him. He just keeps moving to different towns, sometimes changing his identity. Who knows? He could even be working in one of your schools right now.
Wow. I wonder. You know, Mr. Marston in art class always seemed a little weird to me.
It's because he slipped in the shower and bonked his head on the faucet over 20 years ago.
Oh,
Besides, Michael just made all of that up. I wish I did. My dad told me that story and it happened. I swear to God. How does Uncle Henry know all about this? I told you he worked at the school where it happened. And he knew this guy? They were very close. Yeah, well, whatever.
I think some of the fireflies are sick.
Told you shouldn't have stuck him in that jar.
There's nothing wrong with them being in here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe it's just their batteries are running low.
They'll be fine. Some of them are just sleeping.
Oh, be careful with those things, or you'll end up like Gordy Belcher.
No thanks.
Here's Gordy Belcher. Whoa. You thought your story was strange? Well, this one is even stranger. What is it? Well, Gordy Belcher was this kid that we used to go to school with. He had a rather odd hobby.
He also should have never gone near old Farmer Spivey's place.
Bloody Belcher! You loud ass! What sand hill you think you're doing on my property? None of your damn business, you old fart! What would I be a little pitch sitting be, not arguing? I don't take kindly to movements like you stealing fertilizer. And that's not my fence! Well, yeah, I'm not the idiot who just blew a hole in it. Next time I get some here, I might just blow a hole in the wall. Make you remember that there Vietnamese boys quiet. Use a gun and go to jail. Why don't you mind your own business and go back to your crappy job? You just get out of here right now before me and old Bessie here decide to perform a little primitive weight reduction. I said shit!
Well, there's this thing made out of clay. I didn't make it though, somebody else did. This the one I want to pick on. This could be like different color. Different colors.
There you go. Thank you.
Mhm.
Can I help you, Gordy?
Sure. Take one of these.
Is that all you need?
Yeah.
That'll be 10 cents. How about some asthma medicine today?
No thanks. Bye. Kitty. Yes, kitty, 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 kitty. How you doing, kitty? Nice kitty, kitty. Woo! Woo! Courtney, don't spend too much time down there. Dinner's gonna be ready very soon. It's your favorite. Fried chicken. Whatever.
I'll be up in a little while.
Whatever weird thing you're doing down there later.
Honey? Yes. Yes, sir. I'm coming.
This, this clay candle that Sean made.
Wash your hands, please. What do you have school today?
Yeah, okay.
Mrs. Zimmerman told me there's a school dance station. You gotta go.
Margaret, who the hell's we want to dance?
Now, Ray, stop it. Sure, there are plenty of nice girls who would love to dance with you.
Oh, yeah. Then they got a crown of king of the ball.
Don't be mean.
Look, I'm not going to any stupid dance with any stupid girl from Wayland School thing, okay?
Oh, no. I just want to spend the evening locked up in a dark basement, playing with those stupid bugs. Sick kid you raised, Margaret.
Oh, so now it's all my fault. Well, maybe if you'd spend some time with him every once in a while, he wouldn't be so shy now.
Shy? Is what you call shy? I call him pretty damn messed up in the head.
Shh.
No. Spivey's on television.
So that's Spivey doing on TV.
I saw a couple of bad kids under scoreboards.
Ray.
Shh.
What that special secret ingredient is, but I don't know.
Many people dream of inventing something to make them rich. One local man has come up with a revolutionary way to farm, but he's not interested in selling. Our KOR reporter, Brock Richards, is going to find out why.
You say tomato, he says tomato. This is Brock Richards. We're at the home of local farmer Horace Spivey to talk to him about a special fertilizer he's invented, a fertilizer that's the envy of all the county. Farmer Spivey, tell us a little bit about your miracle manure.
Well, I've been working on it, I'd say, about 16 years. And it came really into fruition about last 5. So I just give an example of what I'm talking about. And there's a carrot. You ever see a carrot like that before?
I can't say I have.
No, sirree. That's a big carrot. That's grown with Spivey's own miracle manure.
Okay, this is done.
You know, Mr. Spivey, there's a lot of local farmers in this county who would, well, give their left arm
So that's a
back to your miracle manure. I wonder, why is it you're not interested in selling your fertilizer? You could turn quite a tiny profit, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, you see, money is everything. And I decided that once I discovered this, I think to keep it to myself. Because you don't know out there
This one does.
what they might do. There's all kinds of applications that it may have that we don't even know about.
Wait a minute.
And it could turn ugly. So you see, I'd rather keep it to myself and keep developing it. You see, I'd like to get a carrot as big as a man. Now, can you imagine how many people that would feed? Huh?
Well, I can imagine how many rabbits it would feed. Well, all right. Well, Mr. Spivey, we want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us today.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Well, This is quite a miracle manure, as he calls it, a fertilizer the likes of which this reporter has never seen before, and that's no bull. For KORN News, I'm Brock Richards. Are we still rolling?
Thanks, Brock. And be sure to check the bottom of your shoes before you come back into the studio. Well, that's it for the evening report. Be sure to join us at 11 for Action News Nightside. Until then, I'm Kelly Appleton for KORN Action News. Have a good evening.
The old geezer is nuts.
Nuts for not selling that manure is he'd laugh all the way to the bank.
I didn't know man Spivey was up to anything other than chasing people away from his property. But you passed by his place on the way home from school, don't you, Gordy?
Yeah, I guess.
Did you know who was in all this?
How the heck would I know?
I'm scared, sorry.
Yeah, how would Gordy know? It didn't have wings on it. You didn't care about it.
How gross is that? Oh, I got some fine brushes.
What? What?
Gordon Belcher, what in the hell are you doing?
What do you mean?
Gordy, I don't know how much more of this I can take. I mean, we have been very patient with you and your hobby. I mean, we keep thinking you're going to grow out of all this, but I don't see any signs of you changing.
Other kids play baseball, go to school dances. Other boys are interested in girls. Hell, other kids even have some friends. All you do is sit downstairs in the dark and play with those filthy damn flies. Well, I didn't raise my son to be some kind of fruitcake. Now on, this obsession of yours is going to stop. That's it. You know,
What about this, Gordy?
Did you think this was funny? Huh? Did you think I wouldn't notice these raisins? Well,
when your mother's talking to you, I expect you to answer her. What was that?
I don't know, okay? I don't know. Are you just through yet?
Sit down.
Oh, Dad.
I will tell you when to leave and when you are excused. Till then, you sit here and eat your dinner.
I just don't know what we're going to do with you, Gordy. I just don't know.
Oh, that's cool, Nate. I don't think I got the stuff on me. Let's
Mike, you disgust me. Sometimes I'm surprised we're related.
Well, Carol, I think you're old enough to know. We're not. You're adopted.
Either way, you're still a pig.
Relax. These flies aren't for me. They're for Gordon Belcher.
It's a miracle. An agricultural breakthrough. It'll put an end to world hunger and revolutionize the way we farm. Vegetables are only the beginning. There's no end to what you'll be able to do with Spivey. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. So, Gordy Belcher, stay.
That's because everybody's afraid of you, Nate.
That's what happens. The thing that goes bad.
How's that so far?
Any of you guys want a cookie?
No thanks.
They're homemade.
We gotta go, Jenny. She had civics. But lunch isn't over for another 20 minutes. We told Miss Dillon we would help her, clean the blackboards. Right, clean the blackboards. See ya. Maybe we can find a place on the grass to eat.
Yeah, okay.
Look, I know you guys don't like me. Pigs or fries. Nobody likes me. I mean, ever since elementary school, everybody said I was either too fat or too weird or too mean. The only reason why I'm ever mean is because nobody ever gives me the chance to be anything else. So if you don't want to sit with me, that's fine. You don't have to leave. I'll go over and sit in the grass. If I can find a place big enough to.
Gordy, sit down. You don't have to leave.
You mean it?
Yeah, we mean it.
So thanks, guys. Are you sure you don't want a cookie? I made them myself.
Okay, I'll have one.
Aren't you gonna taste it?
Okay, I'll taste it. Gordy Belcher, you are sick.
You're pretty particular about keeping a healthy body. What goes on it? Usually. And in it. Mostly. Here to meet those fine
Yeah, coming from New York, it'd be
his friend.
Over 2,000 high-quality products,
Um,
rigorously tested by us. Real-world testing by you.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be nothing new from New York.
Why hide your skin? If Dupixent has your moderate to severe
I think I'd be afraid to walk outside at night in New York.
Not me. By hitting eczema where it counts, Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of eczema.
Let me know, Nate, when you do go live. I can shut this down
Long-lasting, clearer
and
skin.
watch you.
Fast itch relief for adults.
And then when you get done, I'll turn it back on. Then I'll be with you the rest of the night.
Not me.
Till you get off of
Allergic
work.
reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can change how your skin looks and feels.
Unless you stay online until
Change
you get
notice.
off of work.
Talk
That'd
to
be
your
cool.
eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
Beautiful day, what's your mind? Where most people will probably know that Geico could save their money on car insurance, right? You see, the thing is, Geico, well, can save on both insurance too.
Hi. Okay, I'm ready to come in now. Hello.
I'm trying my best.
Seriously, I'm serious. Request to come ashore. I'm just a go.
Saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Go home, Gordon Delcher. You've done enough damage for one day.
Marty Belcher, hold it right there. Why? Is it too hard for you to shoot a moving target? I'm not gonna shoot anybody. I don't even have my gun with me.
I suppose you're gonna want to invite me in for tea?
No. No, I just want to take a look, see at your hand. Looks to me that it could be cut pretty bad.
No, thanks. I wouldn't want to get it infected.
Gordy, what do you say we call a truce? Huh? I'm too old to be getting worked up over you all the time. My doctor says it's not good for the old ticker. So why don't you come on in here and let me clean up your hair?
I'll pass.
You'll pass out is what you'll do from loss of blood by the time you get home. Come on, it'll only take a minute. Besides, I got something for you that would shit here.
Okay. If I'm not home soon, my parents are calling the police.
I don't find it out soon.
The parents will have a party.
So this is
It's where I mix all my fertilizers. Actually, it's where I first discovered secret. It's very impressive. Oh, yeah. See that hand? Oh, that's not. No, I don't think we're gonna have to have it tight.
That hurt, damn it.
Oh, don't be such a baby. Here. The bandage on it.
Just for me, Mom.
There. There. All done.
Can I go now?
Yep, you're free to go. Oh, wait a minute. Don't forget this.
What's that?
This is a jar of Spidey's own inner cold number one. Dispatch. Sealed it. See, I mixed this up special just for you. Yeah, I put in a few extra heathens of my secret ingredient. So whatever you're using it for, it'll work extra good.
Why are you doing all this?
Well, let's just say, I hope that this token will solve our differences once and for all.
And if I ever need to come back for more?
Oh, I don't think
Yeah, well, whatever. I gotta go.
Take care of that hand now. You never know what might happen.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
It's on, Nora.
Is that you? Uh-huh.
You're home from school awfully early, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, why is that?
It was some sort of teachers conference day or something. It was a half day.
Funny. I didn't know about that. Usually I know when there's a teacher's conference.
I thought I told you, but I guess I didn't. Can I go upstairs now?
Yes, you may. Oh, and by the way, you can just stay up there too without supper. Your principal called me this afternoon, and I know all about what you did to that poor little girl. Well, this is it. From now on, things are going to be a lot different around here.
It was just a joke. I mean, why is everybody getting so upset?
Upset? Morty, for God's sake, you made a girl eat dead flies. You got suspended from school. This weird obsession of yours has warped you. You don't even know what's right or wrong anymore. Well, it's over now.
What's in the trash bag?
Nothing that concerns you anymore.
What's in the trash bag?
Where do you go to your room right now? Morty, get out of here right now. There's nothing happening anyone to concern yourself with. Morty, do you hear me? You get up here and go to your room. Your father is going to want to have a word with you. Yes, Mom. I hate you.
Wait a minute. She didn't know about you now, did she? Don't worry. I'll get my stuff back. And then me and you guys are gonna have some fun. There. Honey,
What? What?
I heard something in Goody's room.
Just from stuff. It's fat facing.
No, it wasn't like that. I heard things falling. Come on, get up. Honey.
All right. Ah.
Marie, you there? Everything okay, sweetheart? Courtney, what's wrong? Do you have a bad dream?
What's going on in here? Oh my God.
Oh, it was a special day.
After a while, Gordy stopped coming to school. All the kids that he had been mean to before made fun of him now.
I heard he went away to a special school somewhere. Anyway, you never see him anymore.
A lot of the kids didn't believe the stories they heard. But everyone pretty much stays away from old man Spivey's place these days.
Yeah.
Okay, I admit that was a pretty good story, but come on, man. Giant flies. Hey, it's true. Don't believe it if you don't want to. But I knew Gordy Belcher and I believe the stories.
Me too. Besides, we're supposed to believe there was a janitor who pulled off his face and ate bratty kids.
Well, that's true. You can ask my dad. Yeah, right. Hey, you little pipsqueak, you want to bet? No, I don't want to bet. Even if we did, how are you going to prove it?
Shh, guys, what? Did you hear something?
No, not me.
I think I heard something.
It's probably just your stomach. I love to eat anyway. I'm kind of hungry myself.
There, did you hear that?
What? Are you just trying to scare us? No, I heard that time too. Shh. Oh, great. Just what we need. Guys, look for the matches. I'll try and light it again. How are we supposed to look for the matches? Feel around for me. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm scared.
Don't be such a baby. Beware of giant flies and janitors that eat children alive. Hey, Josh, pass your jar of fireflies over so I can see what I'm doing.
I don't see them.
In your bag?
No, I left them out. I think maybe they're dead.
I told you they wouldn't make it. Never mind, I found the matches. I'm gonna stick you in a jar and see how you like it. Oh, great.
I'm really scared, you guys.
Shut up. What's that? Probably just my dad coming to check up on us.
Maybe he can help us get the lantern working.
You fellas all right out here?
What, Uncle Henry?
Great, just great. Hey, we were just going to sleep. You boys aren't out here giving each other the willies, are you? I just told them what happened back at Greeley. They didn't believe me. Well, they didn't, did they?
Yeah, we don't believe him.
It really didn't happen, did it, Uncle Henry? It really happened. Every word of it. Prove it, Dad. Yeah. Prove it to us, Uncle Henry. You think I should? Go for it. All right.
So, quick wellness check. How are you these days? Friendship's an 8, but your knee is really too. And what about your cheerfulness? Or, able to relaxedness? And how can we help you with all that? Delivery in as little as 1 hour? Give you new ways to get back? Because at Walgreens, we take care of the whole you.
If you shop at Walmart, you know that a little can go a long way. And with thousands of new road guns, you can make it go way further. So you could spend even less to get even more, to make life even better.
Just checking that no one can let you out now and touch you from corrosive towards your heart. Only took soldier to make me all wrong.
Time to sell your ride? Just go to CarMax.com, enter your info, and get a real offer. That's good for 7 days. If you can wait that long, that's not selling reimagined. CarMax.
Corsair, thin skin. When I'm shaving down there, not just any razor will do. Venus for pubic and skin with a patented irritation defense bar. For a smooth shave with blades that barely touch skin.
Okay. All right.
Hold up. Are you sure we're on track? According to the doctor's map, positive. All right. Let's move. Professor. Don't you think we should consult Dr. Hughes before proceeding? Forget Hughes. I'm in command here now. Move it.
You're welcome.
Where could they be?
Need to